You don't need to have the typical digestive issues like the bloating and the constipation or diarrhea to have gut dysfunction. Most women just think that it's hormones, perimenopause, and while some of that is true, many women don't realize that our hormones are also impacted by what's going on in our gut. There's so much more that goes into play that is controlled by our microbiome, our digestion, our absorption, our hormones, our vitamins and minerals. They're all involved in stuff that goes on with our gut. In this video, we're going to go through 5 signs that you may not think are connected to gut health and some things that you can do about that. Listen, I've been a dietitian for almost 15 years. I don't think that nutrition needs to be so overwhelming and so complicated. I love to make things simple. I love to give you strategies and things to make a plan without a sense of overwhelm. Before we dive in, make sure that you are subscribed to my weekly emails. I send out every Monday. I don't spam you. I just send nutrition information, gut health information, and this week you can sign up for my histamine free guide, and that will be in the description below. Let's get into it though. First is your mood feels unpredictable. Like, what side of the bed did you wake up on? Who am I with these mood swings? What is happening? And why can't I control it? It might be in relationship to your period and to your cycle, but it doesn't always mean it's hormonal. Your gut produces neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which are some of our feel-good hormones. They play a major role in regulating your mood, your energy, and your calmness. If your gut is inflamed, imbalanced, lacking key nutrients, or having an overgrowth of bacteria that's going wild, your brain can't function optimally either. It's all connected. The gut-brain axis is a very real connection. Chronic low-grade inflammation also impacts your HPA axis, which is the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal gland axis, and that can stem from issues happening in our gut. Long-term stress and many more key factors can be at play, but chronic stress happening inside your gut and the inflammation happening there can be contributing to worsening that HPA axis dysfunction, which again is that adrenal dysfunction term you might have heard of before. So before you just take a pill to help your hormones, we can start with where it begins in your gut. Sign number 2 that something's going haywire in your gut is that you're reacting to even healthy foods. If you're reacting to something like leftover chicken, avocados, bananas, whey protein, bone broth, those things are high in histamines. And histamines, if you haven't followed some of my other videos, can trigger a cascade of reactions. And those things which are seemingly healthy shouldn't cause that type of reaction for most people. It's not normal to have that level of response from histamines in the food. And so we work on calming down your histamine reactions, calming down the gut bacteria that are producing extra histamines, and temporarily reducing the histamine load in your diet. Again, there is a link in my description below that has my histamine guide with high histamine foods. Even so-called healthy foods, like I said, like bone broth, dark chocolate, even your healthy meal prep that you've planned and you prepped for on Sunday that's left over Thursday, Friday, that's produced and released in extra amounts of histamines. Number 3 is your skin is going haywire. And maybe you've even tried to reduce some of the potential triggers you've heard might be causing issues. You're still having reactions and still maybe either having breakouts, eczema, rashes, heat flare-ups. Those various things are really common, but they're not normal. And they could be a sign that something is going on in your gut that needs to get taken care of. A lot of times I see women who've gone on dairy-free diets, they've eliminated dairy with no relief to their skin. And that's because, well, you might get some short-term relief. It's not going to help in the long run because you haven't addressed what's actually going on and why your body is responding to certain foods and certain triggers. So gluten and the dairy might not be the triggers. The 4th sign that something's going haywire in your gut is that you seem to catch every single cold, every single whatever that comes through your door. It seems like you can't ever catch a break. You are always sick. And that's because our gut and our immune system are so intricately connected that it's wild, right? We have immune cells within our gut that help protect us and help keep us from getting sick. So it's one thing to get a little sickness at the beginning of school year and all that kind of thing, but usually we have a strong stomach acid that helps protect us from those bacteria and viruses wreaking havoc on our system. Sometimes your digestion is off, your bacteria levels are way off, you have high levels of stress and chronic inflammation and dysbiosis, and intestinal permeability or leaky gut that your body is not able to fight it off and protect you. And then you keep getting sick. Your immune system is weak because your gut health is weak. A strong, healthy gut will teach your immune system how to respond calmly and correctly without overreacting or shutting down. And lastly, our fifth sign today that something's going haywire with your gut is that you get the amount of sleep you're supposed to be getting, and you try to take control of your sleeping patterns, but you still feel not rested. You're fatigued. You are extremely exhausted, even though you were sleeping. And while yes, your hormones can definitely be at play, that HPA axis, that adrenal pituitary connection, is definitely probably worn down from years of chronic stress. It also can be tied to our gut health. Your gut is responsible for digesting and absorbing the vitamins like B12 that are responsible for energy production. Other ones, iron, magnesium, zinc, all of those help with energy production. And if your gut isn't able to accurately break them down and to send them where they need to go to do their job, to support your mitochondrial health at the smallest cellular level, you're going to be tired. Even if you're technically eating enough, if they are not being digested and absorbed, they're not going to do their job. That's it for today. We're going to keep things brief. Those are the 5 things that are tied to gut symptoms that you might not think are. We often think that it's gut health is related to bloating and constipation and going to the bathroom regularly, but these are other things that are associated with gut health that you might not be making that connection. And once we can improve this gut health and we can improve how your gut is handling the everyday foods you're eating, once you're breaking down and digesting and absorbing the foods and the nutrients you're supposed to be eating and getting, we often see the other things, the hormonal things, start to work their magic and everything start to work better in a better host and a better system. So that's it for today. Make sure you are subscribed for my weekly videos. And if the histamine stuff sounded familiar to you or something you might like to learn more of, go ahead and download my free histamine guide. Otherwise, my weekly email gets sent out on Monday, and I would love to have you on that. I send out, like gut health, family nutrition tips, and my weekly meal plans on there. So that's it, and I'll see you in the next video.